Let's take a look at Modern Warfare 3's Season 1 update, what content we're getting for multiplayer in terms of new maps, weapons, modes, the Warzone map integration, new Zombies DLC, a holiday event, and much more. But first up here, when is this season releasing? Season 1 is expected to release on Wednesday, December 6th at probably the same times as usual, 12 p.m. Eastern, around 5 p.m. UK. We'll update those times as we get closer to the launch of the game, and hopefully as well we get actual ample time to preload the season on all platforms at the same time. As you guys probably saw with MW2 last year, or this past year, we saw PlayStation always get a head start preloading these updates, which may not be a big deal to some people, but for others on Xbox and PC who want to play the update right when it goes live, we don't have any time to preload. We have to download the update when it goes live. So while PlayStation players are playing the update right when it comes out, Xbox and PC players have to download the entire update. And sometimes these updates are huge file sizes. Like for Season 5 Reloaded, it was a 50 gigabyte file size, which was insane for a reloaded update. Now, of course, it was big to further optimize the game, and it ended up being a smaller file later on after you downloaded it. But still, for a lot of people, that 50 gigs took a while to download, and they were stuck waiting for several hours downloading the update and not playing the content. So hopefully, again, we have preloads for all platforms at least a day before the update comes out, so we could all play at the same time. We'll see very soon what they end up doing with that. But first up here, for new weapons, of course, these will be available in multiplayer, zombies, and Warzone. We have a bunch of leaks about what we could be seeing here in this first update. Now, the first one here I talked about on the channel before. We have the axe and the shovel melee weapons returning at some point. Of course, if these are already in the files of the game, that means they're coming sooner than later. So I would say one of these will probably release with the Season 1's update. We usually get a melee weapon or two every new season at the launch of the season especially. So let me know down below, which one would you rather see at the start of Season 1, the axe or the shovel? For actual weapons here, here's a whole list. 5 guns apparently for MW3's Season 1. For the launch here, we have the Ram 7 assault rifle. The real name is the IWI Taver X95. Evilvare or Evilvare LMG. The real name is the FN Evils. We have the XRK Stalker Sniper. The real name, the CADX CDX 50 Tremor. He thinks, apparently. For Season 1 Reloaded, we have the HRM9 SMG. Real name, Beretta PMX. And then the ARX 160 is probably the 5th. Can't confirm there if that's going to be the 5th or when it's going to release there. So cool stuff overall for these weapons here. Of course, I still think a melee weapon will be added to this mix overall. So maybe the ARX 160 will be for Season 2. And in its place, the 5th weapon is a melee weapon. But we'll see very soon what they end up doing with that. Let me know down below your opinion here on these weapons. Overall, they sound cool. Obviously, we don't know for sure if they're going to be good or not until they actually release in the game. So cool weapons could be added, but if they're not fun to use, it's not going to matter, right? So we'll see very soon when they're added. And for other weapons here, these are just weapons overall in the files of the game. So these are not confirmed for Season 1, but I thought I'd add them here just in case they do get added. But we may still see these for future updates as well, Season 2, 3, and beyond. So these guns are in the files, are either DLC weapons or just straight up scrapped. So a lot of these could be scrapped as well. But we have a Beretta ARX 160, as I just mentioned, maybe for a COD Ghost themed season. That'd be super interesting. A Beretta PMX SMG, a Beretta ARX 200 battle rifle, an FNF 2000 assault rifle for an MW2 2009 themed season, the FN Evil A's LMG, as I mentioned, the CADX CDX 50 Tremor Sniper again, the Taver X95 AR, the Spaz 12 shotgun. That'd be fire. The Moors Sniper, ASM-1 SMG, BAL-27, EM-1 AR for that supposed Advanced Warfare themed Season 3 update. That, I hope that happens. That would be so cool. The AR-50 Sniper, AXMC Sniper, the Stava M76 Sniper, and the AK-101 AR. So again, these are just in the files of the game. Doesn't mean they're all guaranteed going to release here, but a lot of them sound pretty cool, especially the Advanced Warfare ones. That's definitely not going to be for Season 1, but, you know, let me know down below your opinions on that selection here. Now, for more multiplayer content, of course, I just talked about on the channel, DLC vests and streaks are supposedly coming later in MW3 seasons, which I find really cool. Of course, we don't know exactly which ones we're getting, but I would assume as soon as Season 1, we start to get one new vest, one new kill streak, and we keep that up every season. For Vest and Killstreak, I don't see them doing more than one per season. In the past, we don't really get any more perks or kill streaks at all during the DLC season, so one per season, even one every other season would be a good addition to the game. Let me know down below. Vests are a bit harder to determine what they might add because there's a lot of different abilities. There's a lot of different possibilities there, but Killstreaks, you could go back to a lot of different Killstreaks from past Sledgehammer games, IW games, even potentially Treyarch games. You know, let me know down below what DLC Killstreaks you would want to see added to Modern Warfare 3. But for new maps here, there's a lot of interesting stuff to go through. So here's what they said so far. Expect the flow of free post-launch content, including core 6v6 maps and additional multiplayer content to continue after launch. As previously stated, we'll have over 12 all-new core 6v6 maps in our seasons, with 3 all-new 6v6 maps hitting in Season 1 and 3 all-new 6v6 maps also hitting in Season 2, along with additional maps and modes throughout future seasons. So they're already confirming Season 1, 3 new 6v6 maps. Now, the wording here is what a lot of people have been debating. They say all new 6v6 maps. Now, to some people, that means uniquely made maps. To other people, that just means new maps. Some of them could be remasters that are technically new to the game. Now, in my opinion, there's definitely remasters in that as well. By all new, they definitely mean a remaster, maybe a uniquely made map as well. I doubt we're going to have all just unique maps for the entire season. It's just not realistic. And honestly, it's not a big deal. I don't mind seeing some remix. I would rather them focus on uniquely made maps, but again, not a big deal. Now, for Season 1, what maps exactly are we getting? I mean, for sure, this is the most obvious one. We got this leak here. Shipment will be returning to MW3. No clue if it's the MW2 version or not. Likely isn't on launch either. So this probably will be one of these Season 1 MP maps we get. Shipment is in all of these Call of Duties nowadays, and it's going to return in MW3. But the question is this one of the new 6v6 MP maps, or is this a part of the MW2 carry forward maps, which just got revealed? So if you guys don't know, we're actually getting a couple of MW2 maps brought into MW3 multiplayer on a specific playlist. So we have Farm 18, Mercado, and Shoot House confirmed to return from MW2 in MW3. Now, Sledgehammer has said that these maps are additional to the 12 6v6 maps we're getting, so it's not like they're replacing new content with, you know, already existing MW2 maps. These are just additional maps they're adding for the fun of it, I guess. Why not? I don't mind that feature. I think it's pretty cool overall, as long as it's not taking away from dev time making new content. I don't mind, honestly. But Shipment, that's an interesting one. Is Shipment a part of the carry forward maps, or are they going to make a whole new Shipment for MW3? A daytime Shipment, a different theme, a different setting like they do with every Call of Duty? Let me know down below, which one would you prefer? I honestly would prefer a different version of Shipment. I would like to go back to the daytime. I feel like the nighttime Shipment isn't as good for whatever reason. Let me know down below your opinions on that. But, you know, Shipment, regardless of if it's a carry forward map or a new map, will most likely be in the first update here for MW3. Now, we also have this leak as well about MW2 Ghost confirming that we're getting brand new DLC maps, which is good. But we're also getting a few OG MW3 remasters as well, which is so exciting. MW3 2011 is one of my favorite CODs, top 2, honestly, of all time. And in a game called Modern Warfare 3, they probably should have some MW3 remakes, right, or remasters. Now, MW2 last year should have had some MW2 remakes. Of course, now we know why they didn't. But for this game here, we gotta see some MW3 remakes here. So personally, I would love to see maps like Mission, Village, Hard Hat, even though we saw it in MW19, bring that back. Lockdown, Arcade, and another great one, Resistance. I mean, so many fun maps from that game. I would love to see return there. Of course, again, I do want new content as well, but having an MW3 remake or two return every so often in this game would be completely fine by me. And those maps haven't really been remade or remastered whatsoever, honestly. So for a lot of people, those MW3 maps would pretty much be new content, because chances are they never played on those maps, which is crazy to some people. A lot of people started playing at MW19 and they just didn't experience all of that old content. So it would work out, in my opinion. Let me know down below. Now, we do have some leaks here about some DLC maps in the files of this game here. MP delayed, Arcade, Greece, as I've been saying. We don't know anything about the maps besides for the codenames there. One can be in an arcade, one could be in Greece. We'll see very soon. Now, for new modes here in multiplayer, we don't have official info on this just yet, but an obvious one would be Demolition, a mode that was originally in MW2, right, and not in this game. Having Demolition on the OG MW2 2009 maps makes complete sense to me, so hopefully Demolition is one of the first modes they add for the DLC update. For more party modes as well, we have Gun Game at launch, which is good. But of course, having Infected as well. I mean, Infected first started in MW3 2011, right? So having Infected in MW3 this year only makes sense in my head. Other party modes as well, Sticks and Stones, One in the Chamber, definitely should be added to this game as well. Let me know down below any other modes you want to see in MW3's first Season 1 update. Now, for events in general here, Season 1 is going to have a lot of cool stuff. So MW3 will have both a winter holiday event and a New Year's event as well. Both will have rewards for players to unlock. And also here, a potential Undead Santa bundle will be released in MW3 and will include an Undead Santa operator potentially. So definitely not confirmed there, but obviously we're going to have some type of holiday event we do pretty much every year. And this will be right after Season 1 comes out, probably before the Reloaded update, since the holidays start just a few weeks after Season 1 releases. So this is pretty cool overall. A holiday event is always fun. Expect a bunch of cosmetics, maybe some in-game challenges. If they follow the Haunting Event blueprint, which I thought was probably one of the best events we've seen thus far in Call of Duty's past couple years here, where there's a ton of challenges, a ton of rewards to get, really cool reskins of the Warzone map, the multiplayer maps as well, a lot of cool just, you know, bundles too, even though not everyone likes bundles. The bundles were pretty fire, honestly. So if they do a same type of thing here for the holiday event in MW3, I think it will be a success. For, of course, a lot of past Call of Duties, we had holiday versions of Shipment, so having a holiday themed Shipment as well would be really cool. I mean, the holiday version of Shipment in MW2 was actually really fire, so having that return would be sick. Let me know down below what other things you want to see for a holiday event. It's not going to be anything too massive, but it should be a pretty good time overall. Now, for more updates we're getting here, Modern Warfare 3's ranked play will launch during Season 1 and will have 13 rewards. So I've been seeing a lot of rumors and leaks about this releasing for Season 1 Reloaded, which is normally when it releases a bit later into the season, around January and February of the new Call of Duty, which is the Reloaded time, right? So we're not going to get this at the launch of Season 1, but still pretty cool stuff overall. Ranked play was pretty good in MW2, so obviously we want to see it in MW3. I would rather it be at the launch of the game, but it is what it is. And for another potential event during Season 1 as well, we have a potential EMEA Crunchyroll Call of Duty partnership. Well, they'll be released, and you're going to have some bundles for Kawaii Gaz, 8-Bit Ghost, and a Retro Ghost Charm, some cosmetics there, some anime-themed Task Force 141 operators. I mean, this sounds kind of crazy. Again, no guarantees on this. Look, I wouldn't be surprised if they do this here, but it most likely will be something we see after the holidays in January or even February. Let me know down below your opinions on that. Now, for Warzone here, of course, we're getting the whole Warzone integration at the start of Season 1. The Urzikstan map will be playable. We'll have the MW3 multiplayer movement now in Warzone as well. That's going to be a ton of fun. And obviously, there's going to be a lot of big updates and changes as time goes on during Season 1 for Warzone. Now, we also have this leak here about a Vondel MW3 variant. I don't think that's going to release for Season 1. But right now, for the new iteration of Warzone, we don't have a smaller map. It's just going to be that main large, you know, Urzikstan map. So maybe having a MW3 version of Vondel to launch alongside Urzikstan would make a lot of sense. And then eventually, obviously, if you guys didn't see, Call of Duty confirmed that Fortune's Keep and Rebirth Islands will be returning. That's probably going to be at some point during the year, Season 3 or 4. And I think Vondel will probably release before that because the map's already out right now, and wouldn't it make sense to release another version of Vondel later on after Rebirth Island and Fortune's Keep, because most people will probably be focused on those maps instead of playing Vondel. Vondel's a cool map, but not really people's favorite map. Definitely not over Rebirth Island in my opinion, but you know, we'll see very soon when we get there. And finally, for Zombies content here in Season 1, this is going to be a bit different for Treyarch Zombie fans. It's not going to be a normal year where we're getting a new round-based map every season, right? And just normal Treyarch content, new maps, new Outbreak maps, whatever you normally get, like from Black Ops Cold War. It's going to be more like what we saw with the DMZ updates this past year, to where, of course, MW3 Zombies takes place on the Warzone Urzikstan map, and it's very similar to DMZ, where you have missions to complete, you have loot to find as well, you exfil, it's a timed match. It's a very similar vibe to that. It's a mixture of Outbreak and DMZ. So for new seasonal updates here, obviously we're going to get new missions added, probably new boss zombies added to different parts of the map, new POI changes, new POI upgrades, stuff like that. That's all cool, but those are going to be the updates there. Now, like DMZ, when there was a new Warzone map added, you would also have that Warzone map playable in DMZ as well, sometimes with a whole new set of challenges. So hopefully here for MW3 Zombies, when, you know, the Vondel MW3 variant is added, we play zombies on that as well. And especially Fortune's Keep, and Rebirth Island. When those Warzone maps are added next year, having that in MW3 Zombies would be really, really sick. So again, it's not going to be the same type of updates we normally get for a Treyarch Zombies year, but it still should be pretty cool overall. And apparently Treyarch is potentially going to give us some round-based content for MW3. I personally doubt it. I don't even need round-based content this year. I don't mind playing this new iteration of Zombies and waiting for some actual good, hopefully quality round-based content for Treyarch's own Black Ops game in 2024. You know, this is kind of just to hold us over, right? So I don't really need round-based content, but if they do add that, we'll see how it is. It could be kind of good, but again, I would rather just wait for, you know, the actual Black Ops game releasing in a year from now. But overall, that's it here for this video. Be sure to subscribe for more COD update videos like this. Shout out to the YouTube channel members as always, and I'll see you guys in the next video or live stream. Peace out, guys.